Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, this is Queenie's Empire, and today we're going to be learning how to make another design of a beaded hairband and using our 0.3 millimeter beading wire. It's not the same as a fishing line and copper wire, it's called the beading wire. And we're using gold, and then we're using 0.6 millimeter beads and our hairband. And of course, you need your scissors and a staple. So I'm going to have to measure our hairband to know the length, and it's about 14 inches long, 14 inches thereabout, or a little bit higher than 14 inches, and it's about 4 millimeters wide. I tried showing that clearly, but it's not so obvious, but it's about 4 millimeters wide. So if you want to buy a hairband, you could just ask for the 4 millimeters wide one, and this 0.3 millimeters beading wire in gold. So if you're using silver, let it match with the color of the hairband. So I'm going to measure in about 30 inches, and then we're going to start the beading process, which is going to be like the normal matting but on a straight line. So we're putting in 3 beads and then the fourth one to cross, like we are basically forming a circle of 4. Okay, this is the first circle, so you will need 1 bead on your left hand side, one on your right hand side, and another one to cross. So if you've been frequent with our tutorials, you should know how to mat by now. So we're basically repeating that same process, but just that we're going to be doing the circle of 4 on a straight line. So we're going to go ahead and do this about 35 times, and let us stay tuned and continue to watch. So just stay tuned. So over here we've done it about 1.5 inches, and we need it to get to 10 inches. That will actually 35 circles of 4. Okay, so this is the 35th one, and I've gone ahead to tie that one, and I'm measuring it to make sure it's exactly 10 inches long. So why we're making it 10 inches long is because our hairband is 14 inches, and we're going to be leaving about 2 inches just like this on both sides. And if you take away 4, 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, away from 14, obviously we have 10 inches left. So it depends on the length of your hairband. I think most hairbands are about 14 inches, so it's going to be we're going to be leaving about 2 inches on both ends of the hairband. So now we're going to go ahead to pass in 35 beads into your beading wire while it's still connected to the whole bond. So you don't want to cut it off right now. You want to just continue to put in your beads. We are doing that because the matted beads are 35 circles of 4, so we need 35 beads to place on top of each circle. So like I said, you take out 2 inches, and then that's where you want to start from. So while it's still connected, the beading wire is still connected to the whole bunch with the beads inside, you want to tie it at the tip. You wrap it around just like I did, and you want to tie it just like this before you continue with the process. Okay, so make sure it's 2 inches away from the end of, or should I say, the tip of the hairband. That's where we are starting from. So just like this is what you want to do. And now I'm going to place the matted bead. Remember I said we use 0.6 millimeters crystal beads. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, crystal beads. And then you want to go ahead, I use different colors, so you can get about 3 or 4 strings of the beads. So you want to go ahead and wrap it from that tip that you tied. You want to go ahead and wrap the already matted bead laid on top of the hairband, just like I'm doing right now. So you want to secure it in place. That's what we're basically doing. So you want to make sure it's wrapped properly around the hairband. So that's exactly what we are doing here. So you want to do it from one end to the other end. It's actually really simple. It's not so complicated. So stay tuned and enjoy. So now that we are done wrapping it around the beads around the hairband, we've gotten to the other tip. This is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. I want to make sure mention that when you get to the wrapping process, you want to make sure it's the parts where there is no string left out that you start from. So I'm wrapping the uh beading thread or beading wire around to secure it in place. Wrap it around, secure it in place, and tie it with the other tip of the beading wire that was left from the matting of the beads. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you tie it just to make sure it's secured in place, and then we'll continue from there. Okay. And it should look like this. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to be doing here is to the 35 beads I said you should pass into your beading wire without cutting off the ends. This is what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be laying them on top of each circle of 4. Okay, so you can leave it like this, it's cool, but to make it more beautiful you can just do this process. So this is what you do: you just lay it in between that circle of 4. Okay, in between, just like this. Make sure it's properly balanced, and then you go ahead and wrap it just the same way you wrapped the other time. You wrap it, you place it on top, you wrap it twice. You place it on top, you wrap it twice, place it on top, you wrap it twice. That we're going to keep doing till you get to the very end of the hairband, the other end rather of the hairband. So stay tuned. And now we are done doing that. So I already cut off the excess, and then I'm passing the end of the string into the last bead at the tip, and then you go ahead and tie a knot. Okay, you're going to tie the knot on both sides obviously to also secure it in place, and you can go ahead and pass it in between the beads just to make sure it's properly secured. And yeah, that's how you do it basically. And that brings us to the end of the tutorial. This is an absolutely colorful, beautiful hairband. I picked a bunch of different colors. I just mixed them together. I know you can basically match this with any of your dress or any of your clothes, any of your outfit, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Please, if you enjoyed my tutorial, do not forget to give it a like, a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber, and please share this tutorial and leave a comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.